Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunter and Shane. Say what up, Shane.
What's up, nerds?
We are back this time, August 22nd, 2023. Another daily dose of spoiler season for the Wilds of Eldraine. Before we get started into this bigger video, because there was a stream today, so there's a lot of cards to talk about, I just want to remind everybody to go follow us on our Instagram because we're only talking about the rares and mythics in these videos. If you wanted to see all the commons and uncommons, they're on the Instagram. They're going up. So go over there, follow us at Guys at Magic. Keep up to date. But let's go ahead and jump into the first card we're talking about. This is Sleep Cursed Faerie. 1 blue mana for a 3/3 creature fairy wizard. It's got flying in Ward 2, and it says Sleep Cursed Faerie enters the battlefield with 3 stun counters on it. You can also pay 1 and a blue to untap Sleep Cursed Faerie. We have a slow 1-drop.
We do have a slow 1-drop, but once those sleep counters are off, being able to attack and then untap seems pretty good.
Yeah, I think it seems pretty good too.
I kind of like it.
So this card has the ability to make unlimited mana in Standard. Isn't that cool?
That is fantastic, dude.
Agatha's Soul Cauldron and Cami of Whispered Hopes. Add them all together, you get unlimited mana.
Can you just imagine someone on Arena having to tap, untap manually, dude?
Yeah,
It's like, if you want to do that, go for it.
It's been done before. I mean, and then there's just like burn spells, right? Times X to the face. Game over. But yeah, it's on curve too. 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
But let's move on. I think Sleep Cursed Faerie, interesting card. Next one, Elusive Otter. It is an adventure card. The adventure part is called Grove's Bounty, which is X and a green for sorcery that says distribute X +1/+1 counters among any number of target creatures you control. Well, Elusive Otter is 1 blue mana for a 1/1 creature otter. It's got prowess, and it says creatures with power less than Elusive Otter's power can't block it.
This is a really cool card too, dude.
Yeah, I like this card a lot.
Uh-huh.
I think this is, if I'm checking my math correctly, this is going to be the 5th otter ever printed in Magic. One of the other otters actually came from this set. So.
Yeah, it's a good math, dude.
Yeah.
This card seems really, 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 really good. And I'm a blue player, and I'm biased because I love Simic, and I'm a blue player. This is a really good card.
I was going to say, it's not just blue, it's Simic, which is your favorite color combo. But, yeah, having prowess on this card, you're just going to make it unblockable eventually. This is a fantastic 1-drop. Like,
I'm putting this in my Gleeful Spell Thief.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
It's very elusive.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Mosswood Dreadknight. It is another adventure. The adventure part is called Dread Whispers. It is 1 and a black for a sorcery. It says you draw a card and lose 1 life. But Mosswood Dreadknight is 1 and a green for a 3/2 creature human knight. It's got trample, and it says when it dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as an adventure until end of your next turn. Pretty cool.
So you get the adventure twice?
You can adventure, and then this goes on an adventure.
And then
so this really never
cast
dies.
The creature again?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So, but you have to do it until the end of your next turn.
Yeah, you can only cast this till the end of your next turn, which is great.
That is actually really cool.
Yeah, I like this card a lot.
Yeah, this seems real. The more I'm like thinking about it, yeah, because the first time you read that, I don't know, I didn't really fully get it. I'm dumb, but I get it now. It's unlocking in my brain.
Yeah, it takes a little steps to play it again, but it still only costs 4.
Huh. Just the access to draw a card puts alive. Seems good.
Does indeed. Moving on to the Irencrag. It is 2 generic mana for a legendary artifact. Tap it to add a colorless. And whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have the Irencrag become a legendary equipment artifact named Everflame, Hero's Legacy. If you do, it gains equipped 3, and equipped creature has +3/+3, and loses all other abilities. The card reads weird, but
does read weird.
I'm pretty sure and loses all of their abilities is not on the equipment. It's just this card. So this card just turns into that equipment because it's no longer a mana rock.
Oh.
But a 2-mana mana rock in Standard has not been a thing in a long time.
Hey, and David loves 2-mana mana rocks.
They're the best kind of mana rocks.
Because they're not 3.
Because they're not 3. I don't know if
This is
this is
interesting.
good, though.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is interesting again. I don't know if it's maybe it's good. I honestly don't know.
Equipment Matters is going to love it, I think, because eventually it'll become an equipment. But
Well, you have to play the legendary creature first, right? So that's
if you're running this in EDH, then yes, absolutely.
yeah, definitely. EDH makes sense.
A lot of these cards we're talking about today, I feel like from a design standpoint, came EDH.
I don't know if I like this card. I get that it's a rock, but then once you turn it into equipment, it's just I don't know. My brain thought that it was going to be like something that would switch back and forth between being a equipment and then a rock because I didn't read the card apparently. But I don't know. It just seems +3/+3. Like, is that worth for 3 mana to equip? I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, it just is, like I said, Equipment Matters, whatever, like, equipment are attached to it. Like, those kind of cards matter, like, however
Yeah.
many equipment's attached, so just
Just seems
add it
very
to the
vanilla.
arsenal.
Just seems kind of vanilla, but I get it.
Early game, late game. I'm okay with it. Next up, Questing Druid, another adventure. The adventure part is Seek the Beast. It is 1 and a red for an instant. It says exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until your next end step, you may play those cards. Questing Druid is 1 and a green for a 1/1 creature human druid that says whenever you cast a spell that's white, blue, black, or red, put a +1/+1 counter on Questing Druid.
Anything but green.
Interesting, right?
Very interesting. He's looking for the questing piece, dude.
He's Questing Beast. I mean, Questing Beast is green.
That's what I'm saying. But seek the beast, dude. He's looking
Seek
for him.
the Beast. You are correct. I think this is super interesting that Seek the Beast. These card effects are never going away from Standard. We've had so many of the exact same card effects, just different names. They're just sticking in Standard forever.
They're really
Uh,
good effects, dude.
Exile top 2 until your next end step. Yeah, actually,
This
it's
would
until your next end step. It's not until your. So it's the same turn. That seems
oh yeah.
worse.
It does seem worse.
Yeah, the other ones are sorcery. Now that I get it, It's an instant. That makes sense now.
So you play it on their turn.
Mm-hmm.
Still seems good though, because it seems like it'd be fun in Faldorn.
Faldorn. Yeah, not bad.
I
I
mean,
mean, you're not going
you're
to be
only
getting those
playing red.
counters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
but build around it.
Build around it, dude. 5-color questing druid.
I love it. Going on to a new manland, Restless Vinestalk. It is a land. Comes in the battlefield tapped. You can tap it to add a green or blue, or you can pay 3 a green and a blue until end of turn. Restless Vinestalk becomes a 5/5 green and blue plant creature with trample. It's still a land, and whenever it attacks up to 1 other target creature, has base power and toughness 3/3 until end of turn.
Wow, that's really good, dude.
Very good card.
And standard, that's really good. Dude. If they have just like one creature on their field, you're like, all right, I'm gonna make it a 3/3. You gonna block? No, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say one other you control too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fantastic.
This might be my favorite manland, and I'm not biased.
Yeah, all those pesky Shieldreds, man. Guess what? It's a 3/3. I know it's still got Death Touch, but hey, we'll trade.
I like it.
I do too. These manlands are going to be fantastic at Standard. So the next group of cards we're talking about are from Jumpstart. However, there is no Jumpstart. They decided to scrap Jumpstart for this set. So instead, because the Jumpstart cards were already created, they're throwing them into set boosters and collector boosters. So you can find them there. The first one, Lady of Laughter. 3 and 2 white for a 4/5 creature fairy noble. It's got flying. It's got another ability called Celebration that means at the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card.
Hmm.
Once again, a little bit of white card draw.
Yeah, white card draw is always good. I've seen that celebration, and I feel like the word celebration now is always meant if 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield.
Time to
Pretty cool.
celebrate, dude.
Yeah.
What a party.
Yeah.
Is this a good card, though?
Seems like a limited card, unless you really need white card draw.
That's exactly why. It's a Jumpstart card.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. Lady of Laughter. I don't know about it.
Seems like a
The
limited bomb.
Yeah, absolutely. The blue one is called Faerie Slumber Party. It's 4 and 2 blue for a sorcery that says return all creatures to their owner's hands. For each opponent who controlled a creature returned this way, you create 2 1/1 blue fairy creature tokens with flying, and this creature can block only creatures with flying.
That's a good board wipe.
It is interesting. They kind of said on the stream that they had EDH a bit in mind when they
Uh,
made this card,
I
which
wonder
I
why.
for especially for writing for each opponent.
Yeah,
Um, it is 6. They were kind of comparing it to a Cyclonic Rift-ish, but they didn't want to make it too overpowered, so they kind of just said for each opponent. So at max, if you're playing a 4-person pod, you can only make 6 fairies, but that's still pretty solid value.
that's true. And this only hits creatures where Cyclonic just destroys boards.
hmm
But I can see. This could
I
be a
don't
fun
know.
little thing, yeah.
I just don't know if it's good enough at 6 mana.
Well, yeah, at 6 mana, like, are you running this and Cyclonic?
Maybe just being an annoying person.
Board wipe tribal, dude, let's go.
You are returning your creatures too, which is a bummer.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Fairy Slumber Party. Interesting card.
Interesting.
Moving on to the black one. It is Malevolent Witchkite. It is 4 and 2 black for a 5/4 creature dragon warlock. It's got flying and says whenever Malevolent Witchkite enters the battlefield, sacrifice any number of artifacts, enchantments, and or tokens. Then draw that many cards. They really wanted to make a dragon witch. And this is what they went with.
Yeah. This kind of seems like a limited card again for it to me.
Yeah, especially when you have all these roll tokens. When this
Yeah.
enters, you can sacrifice all the rolls to draw that many cards. 6 mana for a 5/4 flyer.
It's
I
funny
mean,
that that's what we think is like, not that good. 6/4, like 5/4
we're
flyer for 6. Come on, man.
we're in a new time, man. 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to sack a bunch of stuff if I'm playing a different. Like if I'm playing EDH, I mean, I guess I could sack like a bunch of food and draw a bunch of cards or clues. It's even better value.
Well, any DH, I'm sure David would find a way to sack things. Like, that's his bread and butter, so.
It's true. I don't know. This is eh, black card draw. It's cool.
Yep. Yep.
With no downside. I mean, I guess you're sacrificing stuff, but whatever. Moving on to the red one, Ogre Chiiterlord. It is 4 and 2 red for a 6/5 creature ogre warrior. It's got menace, and it says when it enters the battlefield or attacks, create 2 1/1 black rat creature tokens with this creature can't block. Then, if you control 5 or more rats, each rat you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. This guy loves rats.
So that ability with the +2/+0 will happen when it enters the battlefield and every time it attacks, if you have 5 or more?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. Pretty easy to get to. I mean, granted, this does cost 6 though, and it does have
Yeah.
menace with 6/5. I think it is pretty powerful.
Seems kind of
I
trolly, but it seems whatever.
seems kind of ogre-y.
Agree, dude.
No, I think it's this because these cards are, they said, standard legal,
Yep.
which I'm interested to see if this card sees play because a 6/5 with menace and it makes 2 1/1s every time it attacks seems pretty good.
Dude, and if you're playing Rakdos and you have that rat colony thing we talked about yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and that thing died and you get like a bunch of rats on the field or something, like, yeah, that could be pretty crazy.
All the rats, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a mean Rakdos rat deck.
Yeah.
And finally, the green one that was a jumpstart card that's no longer a jumpstart card is Wildwood Mentor. 2 and a green for a 1/1 creature treefolk. It says whenever a token enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Wildwood Mentor. And whenever Wildwood Mentor attacks, another target attacking creature gets +X/+X until end of turn. For X is Wildwood Mentor's power. What do you think of that one?
Green caring about counters, dude. Love it.
Yeah, and it's tokens. So whenever a token comes in,
Yeah. And then when this thing attacks, it buffs something else up. This actually does seem like a good card. I'm thinking for EDH. I mean, maybe for standard as well, but this could be nuts in EDH.
yeah, I mean, think about this for a second. Like you've got that, we were just talking about rat colony, but there's the other rat that every upkeep you make a rat that just pings us every turn. That's pretty good.
I mean, definitely. And there's no safety valve here. It's not like one or more. It's every time a token enters the battlefield.
Yep, doesn't matter what kind of token.
That's
I think
that's really
this
good.
card is going to see play in Standard.
I think it'll see
Big
play in
fan.
multiple places.
Big fan of this card. Moving on to what is straight to Commander product. We got the set booster exclusive cards, which is also, I guess, legacy legal as well. But we are an EDH main channel, so we'll talk about it from an EDH standpoint. This is the Court cycle. Remember the Court of Grays and Court of those? And got a new
Quarter
Court
calling.
cycle. Yeah. So this is the first one, Court of Ardenvale. 2 and 2 white for an enchantment. It says when it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. If you're the monarch, return that permanent card to the battlefield instead.
Seems good.
Does seem good. Seems like an ability we've seen already. Kind of reminds me of something I was running last night in the Angels deck.
Yep, I was about to bring that up. If you're going to be caring about getting the monarch, dude, this could be stupid.
Monarch. Yeah, all these courts always caring about monarch. I think Court of Ardenvale is pretty solid.
Yeah, seems playable to me.
The next court is the Court of Vantress. It's 2 and 2 blue for an enchantment. Once again, when it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch, and at the beginning of your upkeep, choose up to one other target enchantment or artifact. If you're the monarch, you may create a token that's a copy of it. If you're not the monarch, you may have Court of Vantress become a copy of it, except it has this ability. This one's good.
This one is really good.
Yeah. You're just going to be making copies of your enchantments.
I like that. It doesn't. Most of the time, when you have a thing that cares about being the monarch, you don't really get to do anything cool, but you get to do something cool no matter what, if you're a monarch or not the monarch.
You're going to be copying an enchantment artifact no matter what. I mean,
yeah.
If you're the monarch, you make a token copy of it, which is really good.
Way better, obviously, yeah.
Keep doing that over and over.
Still getting the copy though. This seems really good too. What the hell?
Yeah. Trust me, these courts, when I saw them on the stream today, I was like, oh my, these are really good. The next one, Court of Locthwain. This is 2 black for an enchantment. Once again, enters the battlefield, become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of target opponent's library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled, and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. If you're the monarch until end of turn, you may cast a spell from among cards exiled with Court of Locthwain without paying its mana cost.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, this is probably the best one, right?
Playing all your opponent's spells free if you're the monarch seems pretty good.
I know that I keep glossing over the fact that the upside is being the monarch, but man, you were the monarch like all night last night.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Like this seems, dude. Free spells are never bad.
Free spells are never bad. I think this one might be my favorite. I mean, we still have 2 more to talk about, but
Yeah.
This Locthwain is so good.
Yeah, there is that part of like randomness, right? Like you have no idea what you're getting from your opponent. Could be garbage, could not help you at all in your strategy, but then they just don't get it, so it's just taking away from their like strategies. That's no matter what, it seems really good.
The other crazy thing about this is that it'll always remember which cards you exiled. So even down the line, if you become monarch again, you can still cast things for free if they were exiled with this.
Yeah, this card's dumb. In a good way.
In a great way. Court of Embereth is the red one, 2 and 2 red. Enchantment enters, come monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 3/1 red knight creature token. Then, if you're the monarch, Court of Embereth deals X damage to each opponent where X is the number of creatures you control.
These are all really good so far, dude.
I was actually thinking of throwing this into my token deck. This is a really good one.
Yeah. A token producer that has the potential to just nuke your opponents. And each of them, not just one, dude.
Yeah. It's just... And you guys lose. I have 7 creatures on board. You guys take 7 each.
On every upkeep. On your upkeep every turn.
Yep. At the beginning of your upkeep, yep.
That's nuts. This is a nuts card. These are all nuts.
Yeah, they really nailed it with these courts. So far,
Green
they're
better
always
hit
the
hard,
same.
dude.
Well, the green one's even cheaper. Have you all seen 2 and 2 of their respective color? Court of Garenbrig is 1 and 2 green. Enchantment, when it enters, become the monarch, and at the beginning of your upkeep, distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among up to 2 target creatures. Then, if you're the monarch, double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature you control.
Dude. These are all stupid. These are all too strong, dude.
They seem pretty strong. I think the
They do.
incentive here is you're probably getting attacked pretty hard to get rid of the monarch
That's
because
true.
the monarch is so good with these cards.
But even when you don't have the monarch on this one, you get to distribute 2 +1/+1 counters every
on
upkeep.
on 2 creatures.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
And hopefully you don't have like doubling season or something stupid on the field. Like this is
Of
crazy, dude.
course you would, right?
Of course you would. You're playing green token or you're playing green counters. Of course you would have that.
All the counters matter stuff. Yeah. All of these courts fantastic. I love every single one of them.
I'm gonna have to pick up these coats, dude.
Yeah, definitely. I think all of these are going to go up in price, especially when they're only set exclusives. So, speaking of another set exclusive, straight to Commander, we have a new Korvold. This is Korvold Gleeful Glutton. 5 black, red, green for a 4/4 legendary creature dragon noble. Says this spell costs 1 less to cast for each card type among permanents you've sacrificed this turn. It's got flying, trample, and haste, and it says whenever Korvold deals combat damage to a player, put X +1/+1 counters on Korvold and draw X cards, where X is the number of permanent types among cards in your graveyard.
It's a lot going on here.
It is a lot going on. It's kind of the opposite of the other Korvold, where you can play stuff back from your graveyard. You want stuff
Yeah.
in your graveyard.
This is like the time that I need David here because he would tell us how to break this card.
No, this card's so good.
It seems very good. My brain doesn't handle these very well.
Brain doesn't handle.
Like
Need
I'm
help.
yeah, I'm imagining your like best case scenario. This commander costs 3. That's amazing.
Hmm.
If you can somehow sacrifice 5 different permanent types.
So yeah, Shane. Actually, there are 6 now that the battle exists. Different permanent card types you can sacrifice. That's creature, enchantment, artifact, land, planeswalker, and battle.
Yeah, but you got to have a way to sacrifice all those kinds. I mean, I'm just saying that could be tough.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I,
Card seems interesting though. I like it.
I think it would. I think it's still so good, and it
Yeah.
swings in right away when you can play it. Flying trample haste. You're putting X counters and drawing X cards. It's crazy.
Yeah, it does. It does a lot.
Yeah, very Jund.
I love it.
Moving on to another new legendary exclusively to the set boosters. It's Brenard, Ginger Sculptor. 1 green, white, blue for a 3/3 legendary creature, human artificer. Says each creature you control that's a food or a golem gets +2/+2 and has trample. And whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1 food golem artifact creature in addition to its other types, and it has pay 2, tap it, sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life.
Interesting.
Look at how happy he is playing with his
He's
ginger
making some
friends.
gingies. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like that spider that we saw, right? Where when it died, the creature just became a food,
Food.
right?
Yeah, but this is better because technically, if you have this out, there's 3/3 foods with trample.
Ah, true. Yeah, because the spider
Then,
didn't even make them creatures.
yeah, there are 3/3 foods with trample, and then you can just sack them if there's like a
You could
board wipe happening.
eat your
Like, I'm gonna
creations,
gain
dude.
life. Exactly. Eat your creations.
What was that sugar malt we just talked about the other day?
Devouring
Just
Sugar Maw.
yeah. Oh wait, that was black though. Never mind.
That was
Can't go
black,
in this deck.
unfortunately. Yeah, but once again, we will talk about this and Korvold when we get to our Commander Grades video. Very interesting cards here. And the final card that was in the exclusive to set boosters is the namesake Throne of Eldraine. 5 generic mana for a legendary artifact. As it enters the battlefield, choose a color. You can tap it to add 4 mana of the chosen color. Spend this mana only to cast monocolored spells of that color. You can also pay 3, tap it, draw 2 cards. Spend only mana of the chosen color to activate this ability. This is a 100% staple in every monocolored deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
This card is going to go so high in price.
Sucks that it costs 5, but yeah.
No, it doesn't, because this
Why?
taps immediately.
Oh, that's true. I mean, you still have to
This,
have 5 to play it, though.
you play 5 and then you have 4. Like you're only
Yeah, no, I'm just saying
losing
it's gonna
1.
still it's still gonna come in late though.
I guess, but it's still so good. I mean, even in just like this slides into the Angels deck from Secret Lair. So good, just mono white, and paying 3 to tap it to draw 2 cards, but giving white more card draw. Come on.
Well, I'll tell you right now, David would hate it because it costs more than 2.
I think David wouldn't hate it. And the reason is because it doesn't come in tapped. For 5, playing it for able to tap for 3, I think it is better than Gilded Lotus.
Well, hey, you're right. One more than Gilded Lotus, so sure.
Yeah, Gilded Lotus only taps for 1 color. 3 of 1 color. So
I know. Hey, I'm not saying this card's bad. This card seems very, very strong. I would
we've been
agree.
seeing a pattern of them naming cards after sets.
Yeah,
I
dude.
read
All will
somewhere
be
that
one.
All Will Be One. We had March of the Machine was an actual card.
True.
Urza's Saga was that land. They're doing it more and more often, and I think Morrow said they were trying to avoid it, but now they're just kind of leaning into it.
Hmm.
So
Well, this set's not called Throne of Eldraine, isn't it? Called like
it is Wilds of Eldraine, except
yeah,
Throne of Eldraine was the original set.
OG. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're just kind of going back to it. But I like how every color is represented there, kneeling at the throne. So those are all the cards from the exclusive to set boosters. Let's get back into the main set now. Just wrap it up. We got Food Fight. Food Fight is 1 and a red for an enchantment that says artifacts you control have 2. Sacrifice this artifact. It deals damage to any target equal to 1 plus the number of permanents named Food Fight you control. This is
Wait.
not a good card for EDH, obviously. This is more of a standard card. You want multiple food fights.
Got it. That's where I was kind of confused.
Yeah. So you're doing 1 damage for food fight.
Well,
And then
this
you
could
get
still just
more
be a
food
sack
fights.
outlet, though.
That's true. I mean, for artifacts only.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
If you need to sack shit.
Yeah, if you need to sack stuff, you still got to cost 2.
I do like the flavor though, dude. So it's the same as eating the food, but this way you're throwing it everywhere.
That's right. Just hitting people with 1 plus however many damage. Moving on to Regal Bunnicorn. It is 1 and a white for a star creature, rabbit unicorn. It says its power and toughness are equal to the number of non-land permanents you control.
This card's too good.
2 mana. 2 mana. It's so good, dude. It's going to get so big so quickly.
This is stupid, dude.
It's a bunnycorn, dude. It's a rabbit unicorn.
It's a rabbit unicorn that's gonna be a finisher, dude.
Yeah, eventually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see this in standard of a 4 of. That's
Oh, 100%.
it's good.
100%.
I would really like to open this at a pre-release too.
Yeah. This is a big dumb beater. It might not look like a big dumb beater, but it's a big dumb beater.
And it's so cute. I like this card a lot.
I'll say it for this video, dude. Good card is good.
Good card, good. That's true. Moving on to Feral Encounter. 2 green mana for a sorcery. It says look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may exile a creature card from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast the exiled card this turn. At the beginning of the next combat phase this turn, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power up to 1 target creature you don't control. Yeah, so you're just looking for a creature, and also it's a fight spell.
Huh.
Not
I
bad.
think that's good. Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's good.
For
It just
2
kind of,
mana.
but so if you don't, you just got to be more of a late game card, right? I'm imagining. I guess it
Not
doesn't have to.
necessarily. I mean, in green, who knows when you could play this card?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you just play for the fight regardless, but well, imagine if you want to take advantage of that first part, you're gonna have to have, some mana laying around.
True. I guess you're right. I don't know.
But a 2-mana fight spell is still a thing. That's relevant. It's not instant. You see it coming from a mile away.
It is a sorcery out there, but that'd make it too good. I think this
Yeah,
card is still good as a sorcery for just 2 mana.
I wouldn't even call this a fight spell now. This is like someone screaming at you from a mile away. I'm gonna fight you in a minute, dude.
I mean, they don't know you have it in your hand.
Yeah, but you have to play it. I'm just saying, it's funny. I like a card.
Yeah, good card, good. Moving on to the last card from the main set. This is Rankle's Prank. It's 2 and 2 black for a sorcery. Choose one or more. Each player discards 2 cards. Each player loses 4 life, or each player sacrifices 2 creatures. So look, it's Rankle's ability on a card.
I think Rankle was so good because it happened every time he did damage. This just kind of seems. I mean, it's okay, but just the whole one and done thing like this. I don't know. I think I liked Rankle better. Obviously,
Yeah, Rankle was good. I'm surprised we haven't seen him. I mean, I guess he's not
he's
coming
teaming up,
back.
dude.
He was teaming up. He got through the war. Good on you, Rankle.
This kind of reminds me of like Invoke Despair, but obviously not as strong. But hey, it does similar things.
It also hurts you pretty badly.
That's true. Each player. That's very true.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'd ever play this card. I'm not a fan of hitting myself for 2 cards, losing 4 life, and sacking 2 of my own creatures.
You never know.
Yeah, I do know. I'm not doing it. And as always, let's wrap things up with talking about the Enchanting Tales. They kind of announced some of them today. I'm not going through all of them, so we're just going over these 2. This is Blind Obedience, and as foretold, really cool art.
Blind Obedience, dude. Really good stacks piece.
Yes, it is. It's really good. But yeah, I like seeing these reprints once again.
Yeah, I might have to pick some up.
But that is going to do it for us today. Shane, as always, here's the question for you. What was your favorite card from all of those cards we talked about today?
I got one. No questions asked for me.
Okay.
It's the Elusive Otter, dude. 100%.
Elusive Otter, way back in the beginning. That's
Yep.
a really good card.
What
My
about you?
favorite being a mono player, Throne of Eldraine. I
Yeah,
cannot
saw
wait.
that coming.
Yeah, I need that card. I need multiples of those cards. I'm putting in every single mono deck I have. It's just that good.
Let's keep doing the thing, dude. What do you think you guys would pick?
David would probably pick the new Korvold, just because I think he likes it.
I bet you Steven would pick one of the courts or all the courts.
All the courts. Yeah, it's good.
I feel like he'd just be like, I'm gonna mix it up and I'm gonna pick all the courts.
But yeah, what do you guys think? What was your favorite card talked about today? Comment down below. Let us know. Always interested to hear what you guys' opinions are. And while you're down there, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you're always up to date with all this content we're putting out. In the description, you'll find links to our Twitter, our Instagram, and our TikTok at Guys of Magic for each one. Once again, our Instagram shows off the uncommons and commons that we do not talk about in these videos. Follow us on there, like some of those pictures, and we will talk about them on the final spoiler day if they're liked enough. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye bye.